Welcome to another live stream of the weekly free instant tournament. Let's just take a look on what's going on behind the scenes here to see if the streaming is proceeding correctly, and it is. And so I'll share the screen, move to BBO, and let's get ready to play 8 deals with match point scoring. 3 robots. These deals are updated every Friday, so if you haven't played them yet, you probably should do it before you watch the video. You can find it under the Solitaire tab, Weekly Free Instant Tournament. And let's play these hands together. Okay, this is a very obvious one. No Trump opening bid, 16 high card points, 4-3-3-3. So we confess for 4 card spade. Holding partner is inviting. We should clearly bid game if this were imps, for sure. We have very nice 16 no jacks. The 10s and the 9s are helpful too. 4-3-3-3 is not great. I will consider though that the robot loves to invite with, call it bet 8. So it is not as clear cut as it would be with a clone of myself, opposite. But I'll bid it anyway, because I love bidding games. Yeah, that's the kind of hand bet 8 that I wouldn't consider inviting here. If we could explore for the hard fit and still stop at a part score, then I might do that with the north hand. But if I were not able to do that, I would just pass. I think in a standard framework, 15 to 17, that means 23 to 25. And nowadays people are opening with 14, nice 14. I'm not an advocate of opening with 14 very often, but nice 14 high card points, especially with a 5 card suit should open with 1 no trump. But that would put us in the 22 high card point range. Even if you consider your 14 is worth 15, it's still 23. And so I would just pass with the north hand. Here we are in 3 no trumps. The lead appears to indicate that it's from shortness, since the 9 is in dummy. Unless the robot is being deceptive, and they are not. And so this is either a singleton or a doubleton. East is guarding the length in hearts. We have 3 heart tricks only, hopefully 3 diamonds. And we have to get 3 more tricks, 1 in clubs for sure, but we have to get another club trick to get to 8. And then spades, maybe the ace is on side. We don't know. Right now, we should start by winning in the hand and leading a diamond. We should. It's always good to consider when we are winning when you have a choice of honors to win, which is the most deceptive honor to win this trick with. And in no trump, it's usually best to not win with the ace. Because you have to project into the opponents the illusion that you don't have both arms, that you have only one. And so with the ace, in many situations, you would consider ducking. And with the queen, you would usually not consider ducking. Here, though, heart holding in dummy is so strong that we would not duck with the ace at all. So there is no inference to be gained from the fact that we didn't duck. And I am inclined to win with the ace here, breaking that so often rule of not winning with the ace, but it's not a rule, as we can see, because when they are accounting for our high card strength, both opponents should be doing that. It's easier to leave a queen unaccounted for than an ace. In other words, when we win with the ace, the queen is less clear to them. But win with a queen, they will probably be able to place me with the ace by math, by arithmetic, by looking at their hands and seeing how many of the 40 high card points missing I have. So the ace reveals less here. Let's start with the 9 of diamonds to unblock, to dummy. If they win, they won. Now we'll have to guess diamonds, maybe finesse later. We'll see, because remember, West led from shortness. So the chances that he has 4 diamonds is not negligible. But now this spade shift is annoying. We would like our clearest path to 9 tricks is 1 spade and 2 clubs, as well as the 6 red suit tricks that we have already mentioned. And so maybe we should play the king here. But since this is not a good play, because we still have to lose the lead to the king of clubs. And so if we win the king, even if the king wins, we are establishing 3 spades. If the spades are 4-3, which is likely, and let's say the king wins. When they win the king of clubs, they will cash 3 spades. And so that's 1 down, 3 spades, a club, and a dime. So the best shot here is probably to hope that East has honor 9 and set the 8. I think the robot would play the queen from queen jack. Some opponents wouldn't. Remember, he knows that we have 4 spades. We have shown 4 spades in the bidding. So with queen jack 4th, he might lead low. And in that case, we would like to cash to insert the 10. But with queen jack 3rd, he would probably switch to the queen. If he has only, remember, there is the expectation that West is slightly longer in all the side suits since he's short in hearts. And so the 8 or the 10 here are our main choices. Perhaps the 10, especially if it loses to the jack. Let's say West has, if he has queen jack, he'll probably win the spade trick and play back a spade, since the 3 has an honor and he doesn't know that I don't have the ace. So he might, if he wins this spade trick from queen jack, he should play back a spade, and that's what we want, in effect, if he has queen jack. If he has ace jack, we also want him to, or ace queen, to try to run spades. And so maybe the 10 is better than the 8 on that account. I'm not quite sure, but probably a hunch. Let's do that. Queen, let's see what will happen now. A heart. From 10 doubleton heart, for sure. But now we probably should, why is not leading spades? He should have the ace. So West, with, as analyzed, if he had queen jack or queen empty, he should win the spade trick and lead a spade, because we could have the ace instead of the king. And so to establish spade tricks, he should lead the spade if he didn't have the ace. So I'm inclined to place West with the ace of spades. 2 hearts. And we'll have to play clubs at some point. Probably should do it right now. Low club for hands, especially because if he has the king of clubs and the ace of diamonds, maybe he will get in trouble in the end. You perhaps anticipated that. And now, unless I'm willing to risk the spade to the king, If I am willing to do that, I should just win dummy and lead a spade in my hand. But I don't believe that West doesn't have the ace of spades. I think he has the ace of spades. So the best that I can do now is to maybe cash a few clubs. Don't believe this is a 5-card club suit. Why is this guy playing the jack? I don't believe that. Yeah. So it comes up 4-3. And this guy has 2 hearts. And spades should be 4-3 as well. So there's no clear indication of 4 diamonds here, right? West might have 2-4 in the reds, 3-3, 3-4 in the blacks. Or we'll see. Okay. Jack of spades. Can it be that this guy has Jack 9 and he's squeezed? Can it be? Oh, it doesn't matter because this guy will end with the ace of spades and a high club. Doesn't matter at all. Yeah, he has the ace of spades and a high club. And he had the 9 of spades as well. So 1 down. The high club is the 2. Okay, so I wish I had passed to no trumps. And I wished even more that partner would not invite me with that junk. Anyway, 13 high card points, middling result. 13 high card points, club opening bid. Let's open the history tab here to see how that people did. Some people evaluated correctly as a partnership, rejecting the invitation. Some people went down too. Okay, now we have a spade raise. I have to confess to you that sometimes I consider rebidding 1-0 trump with this kind of shape, but it's a horrible pot. You should raise your partner with 4, but I'm not willing to accept any invite here. So let's just bid 3 spades. And if he wants to go to 4, it's on his head. My hand is really bad. Okay, so we have 3 aces to lose. Who knows what will happen in diamonds and hearts? It's not a happy contract at this point. Not at all. Well, at least I have now a discard for the heart in the 9 of diamonds. And so I can, if there's no ruff, I can win 4 spades after losing the ace and ruff, winning a ruff, 4 spades, 3 diamonds, 7, club and a heart. So I want to smoke out the ace of spades. I want them to duck. He leads a diamond. He led the 2 of diamonds, remember. So there's little chance of, unless he has 4 little diamonds, and that would be a weird lead, 4 little diamonds. So I'll finesse this. There's no diamond rough looming, apparently. Apparently diamonds are 3-3. Yeah, diamonds are 3-3, and so now we can draw trumps. It's good to smoke out one of those aces first, though, because we need a club rough. Let's see if trumps are breaking. We can claim. Yeah, let's just claim. Losing 2 tricks. So what will happen is we'll win 4 tricks in the bank, 1 more trump trick, 5, 1 heart trick, 6, the 9 of diamonds, 7, and a rough. Okay. Stopped low. Some people probably were greedy. Yeah, if you were greedy, if you didn't win 9 tricks. Now we have a 14 high card point. 5-card suit, no jacks, but still this is not enough for a 1-0 trump opening bid to me, my taste, because the 5-card suit is pretty weak. And so maybe at imps, I would push this toward a 1-0 trump opening bid, but not at match points. Order place the contract. We have 11 tricks, right? 7 hearts, 3 spades, and a diamond. Can we? Let's count up the entries to see if we can establish the 5th club to discard our spade if spades are not 3-3. So we need to play clubs 5 times. We need therefore 4 entries to dummy. And we have them: king, queen of spades, the queen of hearts, and the ace of diamonds. Which means that we have to win the spade trick in hand and lead a club immediately. Maybe cash in the ace of hearts first, but sometimes the jack of hearts. Oh, okay, so now we have a discard even with the ace of clubs on side. We can rough this and draw trumps or 12. But it's an interesting hand to discuss. Imagine that the spades were not 3-3 and the ace of clubs were in west. Let's look at the hand. That was a very easy hand to play when the ace of clubs is on side. But if it were offside, we will lead a club to the king, let's say. And then he continues spades. We have to rough a club, play ace of hearts and a heart to dummy, rough the 3rd round of clubs, finish drawing trumps, lead the 3rd spade. Remember, he returned the 2nd spade when he won the ace of clubs. Lead the 3rd spade to dummy to rough the 4th club, then lead a diamond to the ace to cash the 5th club. So that was an interesting hand to plan, but since the ace of clubs was on side, virtue was its own reward. Okay, and how about now? Should we just give it up with 13 and a badly placed king of hearts? Probably yes. 4-3-3-3 hands are awkward and at the 3 level. Just give it up. Dummy's strong and partner is short in hearts and could find a bid. So he's quite weak. Let's do a little estimate here of how many high card points partner might have. Dummy has 12. We have 13. That's 25. Of the 15 missing, I would guess that Wes has a max for his bid because of the heart shortness there. And can he? If apparently part has 5 spades, because I think the robot only rarely would open 2 hearts with a 4-card spade suit on the side. If partner has 5 spades and a singleton heart, he has to have weak spades and a bad hand to not bid 2 spades. And so there's not much for us to do. We probably should switch to spades at some point. And why not now? Because unless like the player has king queen or queen jack, king queen of spades, it's very unlikely. But otherwise, if we leave that ace of spades in dummy and declare establish clubs and then cash is one of them, not really. Doesn't have entries. Yeah, he needs to spend that ace of spade entry to finesse in hearts. So that's not a big concern. The club suit we are guarding against it with ace queen of clubs. I think I should just continue a diamond. Let's cash our diamonds. Now, if declare roughs, looks like the partner has 5-5. And if partner has 5-5, 2 clubs and one heart, you should switch to a spade now. Now there comes a drawing of the trumps. And declare will certainly, oh, he had Queen Jack of spades. So he'll lose a club to us at the bitter end. There was no spade trick for us with Queen Jack on side, and we can concede. Let's just Queen Jack 10. And if partner didn't play the king, then the player would have entries to the clubs anyway. So a more interesting hand, another middling result. Two very uninteresting boards, this and the prior one. Lots of people are making it. Let's see how did they do it? Same start. But after club, the player decided to play ace of hearts. For no good reason, must confess. But that would have been a better defense, because the player would have to get everything right. He had to, instead of catching the ace of hearts in this position, he should finesse in spades, winning, lead a spade to the ace, and finesse in hearts. And then ruff the third spade in dummy, or cash. Let's say Jack at this point here. He Queen of spade wins, spade to the ace, Jack of hearts wins, 10 of hearts, King 8, he still has a queen. So spade ruff, club ruff, Queen of hearts. There was no true promotion here. If partner had a 9 of hearts, it would have been a true promotion. So that was a stronger defense than the one that I tried. On the other hand, if partner had a Jack of spades, it would be better to promote the spade trick before we tried for the promotion. Anyway, 20 high card points and a very strong hand. An uncomfortable distribution though, because if we double and partner insists on diamonds, we'll have to take out or no trumps. But I think that's the best way to deal with this hand. And now we should probably bid 3 clubs. That's the natural and reasonable bid. And after having shown club suit, now we can double. If partner leaves it, it's probably going down. If partner has a very weak hand in 4 spades, I'm happy with the contract. He has 5. So our best shot here is to just establish clubs. Let's do a little homework first. Partner should have bid spades before, by the way, at some point. But right now, we should, the line that appeals to be the most is ace king of hearts, is cutting a club, ace of clubs, club ruff, trump to hand, club ruff, trying to ruff everything, including the heart. And then it should probably lead a diamond after the first club ruff. Ace king of hearts, establish communication with the hand so that we can ruff everything, including the heart. So let's figure this out. Ace king of hearts, discarding a club. Ace club, club ruff, diamond. Let's say they lead a diamond. We ruff, and we lead the third club to be ruffed in dummy. Let's say they break or not. Trump to our hand, heart ruff. Not that simple. But let's see. I think I can postpone that diamond trick until we have led the first trump dummy, just to see if something interesting will happen. Now, club. So Okay, clubs are now established. Now we can lead a trump to our hand, and even with, can it be that hearts are 6-3? No, this guy bid hearts twice, so there's no over of red here. My concern here is that now if East wins and leads a heart, I would be over of, but I don't think that will happen because he bid hearts twice. Yeah, so now I can claim. I was wondering whether I should have led a diamond before. Probably should. Wow, 100%. I guess most from the bidding. Yeah, some people are giving up way too soon. This hand is enormous, and of course, partner should have bid something earlier. By the way, a word from our sponsors before we continue to board 6. This is page 29 of this month, June, ACBL bulletin. If you receive the ACBL bulletin, you'll see a big ad from my website, thebridgeexperts.com. Here's our contact information if you want to give a real boost to your bridge knowledge and skills, how to play bridge, not only how to read about bridge, but how to think, how to organize your habits, your mental habits, so as to get the most juice, most power for your playing. Check that ad. It's in the video, of course. You can pause the video and go back if you want to, and get in touch. And most students that have gone through this structure have loved it, and betting you will too. And here we have a 12 high card point hand, 1 diamond opening bid. Partner's raising, it should be raised. Partner's bidding space will raise. And this is a hand that wants to accept an invitation, especially when partner shows something in diamonds. So let's just jump to 4 spades. It's singleton club, even though we have a minimum in high cards, the singleton club, the ace of hearts, and the unbid suit, it all points towards aggressiveness. And we have 3 tricks to lose: diamond, heart, and a club. It's very possible that we have 9, 10 tricks, right? 5 spades, 3 diamonds, the ace of hearts is 8, and 1 rough in the 9. So if spades are 2-2, we have 11. If they are 3-1, we have to draw trumps right now. Okay, can lead a club, but we'll make only 10. Yeah, we have to draw the last trump, so because he's roughing diamonds. And now claim 10 tricks. We lose 1. Yeah, he's roughing diamonds. 78%. Some people are making 12 and 11 tricks. Let's check it out. No, that's me. That's the prior board. Yeah. It's just about bidding the game or not. 15 high card points. 1 trump opening bid. And a 2 spade response to Stamen. And let's play 3 no trumps. Partner has very big hand, 14 with 15, that's 29. So we'll probably have to guess clubs to make the most out of it. The 3 of hearts, the robot loves to lead from relative shortness. There's nothing we should be doing rather than, it's just about cashing the spades and using the information from the spades to guess clubs. That's the most that we can do right now. to try to guess clubs. Okay, so now this guy has 5 spades. Clearly, it is more likely that he'll be shorting clubs. And so costs nothing to lead to 10. Sometimes he has a doubleton queen and decides to cover. Let's lead to 10 since we have all of them. But the plan is to finesse against East, having the queen of clubs since he's so short in spades. The idea here, if you are not acquainted with this kind of reasoning, is this. We know that West started with 5 spades. So therefore, there are 8 non-spades cards in his hand. And East started with 1 spade. Therefore, there are 12 non-spade cards in his hand. So the chances of any other card, King of Diamonds, the 7 of Diamonds, being in one of the 2 hands is 8 out of 20 here and 12 out of 20 here. So that's 40 to 60%. In other words, if we had not cashed the 2 rounds of spades, we would be on a guess for the spade, for the club queen. But now we know that the club queen has a 60% chance of being in East and only 40% chance of being in West. So let's finesse against the 60% chance. Fortunately, it was correct. Hard discard, maybe. We got lucky there too. Let's finish. He didn't discard any spades. That was interesting. And it looks like this guy is holding the hard length. Yeah. So let's just claim 0 tricks at this point. He has a King of Diamonds and the Jack of Hearts. 75%. And the final board, 13 high-card points, 4th position, and 1 diamond open bid. Inverted raise from a past hand. We should not be thinking of game here, even though we are not, we don't have a bare minimum. To get to 3-no trumps, you would need part to have extreme length in diamonds, and he didn't open a 2-diamond bid. So we don't have the intermediate stuff. We needed some 10s, some 9s to be sure that they wouldn't run suit against us. So I'll just pass. Since he's limited by his pass, of course, 2 diamonds is forcing if he's not passed, but you see he has 11 and 5 diamonds, but still we can lose a lot of hearts. We are in 2 diamonds though, so let's play diamonds, not no trumps. So if they don't cash hearts, maybe we will discard hearts, 2 hearts from them in the 4th spade and the ace of clubs. Maybe. Good news for us, because people who are pushing the 3-no trumps bound to go down. The 8 of spades is a fantastic card because now our 7 of spades is established. Remember, he returned the jack, so there's only the 8 and the 10. We played the 9, unless we get roughed. We didn't. Now we can finish drawing trumps and block the clubs and discard 2 hearts on the spades. So we're going to make 10 tricks. It's bound to be a reasonable score. More tricks for us. And indeed, no trumps was a disaster. 93%. That's a lot. And we skipped over Mr. DKP JP to grab the first score here. We were in 2nd place throughout the tournament. What happened at the other tables of this? Come on, other tables. Show me other tables. I want recent hints about all the tables. it's a mystery. So let's look at it here. Maybe here we will be able to. Okay. So only the second place got only 9 tricks here. Let's see how he fared. Same bidding. Same beginning. So at this point, he had 11 tricks just as we did. So he probably forgot to unblock the clubs. Yeah, that king of spades was one too much. He forgot to unblock the clubs. Bad luck. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. See you next week. And have a nice week, all of you. Bye-bye.